Three, two, one. So you probably know Hurricane Milton. It dominated the news last week. This hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico that went all the way through Florida. It was everywhere in the news that it's coming, that people need to prepare. They were asking people to leave. And I was so surprised by how much they tried to get people to leave. Like they were begging people to leave their houses. They were telling them that this is for real. This is how high the water will be. If you stay home, it means that you will die and get drowned. They had to evacuate a very big area. I get it. I think they evacuated almost 2 or 3 million people got displaced from this hurricane. But I guess they're also battling a lot of deniers, a lot of people that don't believe these dangers are real. There is a big QAnon side of Trump supporters type of audience that believe that these things are man-made, that there is weather controlling, that the government is doing in order to punish them. There are these people that want to be shooting bullets towards tornadoes to spin them down the opposite way. And there's just a lot of, I think I know better what's happening here in the US. It's difficult to get one voice of reason that people will say, here's the national service that is responsible for situations exactly like this. Maybe they know what's happening a bit more than us. But no, they tried, really, really begged people to leave. Some people who decided not to leave. There was a dude sleeping in his boat, and he said, I'll just sleep in my boat. It's water. If it comes, I'll just make it. But yeah, basically, we have very strong hurricanes, stronger than before, almost a new category, and they keep forming more and more. Why? The shortest answer to why is that the warmer water makes worse hurricanes. This is the easiest connection, but the Gulf of Mexico has had some of the warmest temperatures ever, and warm water, it can cause big hurricanes. I followed the whole Hurricane Milton situation quite a lot. I don't know why, but I was drawn in. I wanted to know when it's hitting. They had a countdown on when it's coming and how fast it's going to be when it comes and how strong. And I wanted to be first row. I first went from I had some Instagram updates and some news online that it's happening, but I wanted to be closer to action. So I started following some of these news sites that update a live event every now and then. And I was getting these updates as the hurricane was coming closer and closer. And then I thought, no, I want more. And then I realized I can put on like TV channels. This is what TV used to be for. Like this is the I want to subscribe to real time information about an event that is happening. These used to be what TV did. I started watching TV channels in the US, and they were covering, all of them were, of course, covering the hurricane coming and the evacuations and how strong it's going to be and all of that. One thing that blew my mind watching the US channels is how much technology they were able to put in this screening stuff. So they had live data updating on the go on exactly where the hurricane is going to be, passing by which neighborhoods, in what moment, in how many minutes. Then they had it was a green screen, so the presenter could have everything behind them. And then they could even draw arrows and put the speed of the hurricane and see the affected area. Like there was a lot of smartness happening in the live. They were showing a live model of the hurricane on the map, and they could zoom in, they could change the model, they could change the variables. They were getting live data from some agency, state agency, and they were updating their models. So a very high tech coverage was very interesting to see. But yeah, I don't know how the next transition happened. I think that maybe I stayed way too long in some bad channel like Fox, and I unlocked the next stage, because what happened is that YouTube unlocked these live YouTube recommendations. This is where I'm going with this. This is why I said I did a bad thing. It showed me live YouTube tornado catchers. Like, seriously, there are people who are chasing these hurricanes or are chasing these tornadoes where when everyone says, get the fuck out of there, evacuate now, everyone needs to bloody go. There are some people going around on vehicles streaming their efforts to capture the hurricane. And I could not believe it. First of all, I hit gold spot. I had a first person view inside a car from people going to the tornado. It felt absolutely wrong to be embracing that. And these people had social media as hurricane catchers and Linktree pages with their links, and they were very serious about this. Now, the most crazy thing is that it wasn't just one person with a camera. There was, imagine this, you're watching a video on YouTube that has a host. So the host is in a studio. The host is calm, has a map on the next to them, and also you see the two teams they have sent on the ground, and you can see what they see. So this was a very sophisticated broadcast. It had a general commentator that could show us the two feeds of the live teams that are down where the hurricane is, and at the same time show us some general info. So a very curated, televised experience. And the teams had names. There was one team, it was called Team Dominators. They were the Dominators, and they had a windshield cam, and they were driving towards the hurricane. They had all sorts of iPads showing the projections and the forecast and how everything moves. And they were just three dudes in a car going at it. And yes, I said I'll stay. Not for I did feel bad, but I thought that I need to report on this to you. This is why I did it. And the person broadcasting this thing had 1.15 million subscribers. These numbers are insane. These people were making a career out of having these different tornado teams chasing the tornadoes and someone back at the central place just coordinating them and broadcasting the entire thing. And I thought these people will die. Like these are the people that these are the brave or Darwin, people. It's not that they are scientists, because there are scientists who try and fly planes really close to hurricanes and all sorts of. There is risk that you take, but that risk is to collect data. When you're collecting scientific data from a hurricane, you might try to approach it. These people are collecting subscribers. These people are collecting likes and donations. I was literally watching these YouTube live of them driving around in chaos. The windshield was going like crazy. There was rain everywhere. And then in the YouTube chat, the administrator was like, "Don't forget to like and subscribe." And I was like, "Oh my god, this is pure paranoia." And then at some point, they even turned the camera around so you could see their faces. They looked like the least qualified people to send in a hurricane. The one on it was three of them. So two looked very, one is driving and is looking around, and the other one next to him has a tablet and an iPad and is sharing information. The poor dude in the back, he looked like some child that they carry around, completely vulnerable. And yeah, I was having some hate for how stupidly they are risking themselves, even if they think they know what they're doing. And I guess the central host caught that, or I don't know what the comments were saying on YouTube, but he actually said, "Hey, for all you saying mm, bad things, these people are so experienced. These people are very experienced. They know what they're doing." So he was trying to change, not have people say bad things about them. The same time, he was saying how experienced these people are. If you look at their feed, one of them was shouting excited, 30 tornado warnings! We have 30 tornado warnings! And the driver was looking on his phone and left and right instead of looking on the street. Like, imagine driving in these crazy conditions. And the rest of them were trying to see a hurricane from the side, and he was also just looking on the side. They literally said, "I've never seen a hurricane like this." And I was thinking, oh my god, how experienced are these people again? At some point, they stopped in the street and they were asking people, "Where do you think we should go? Left, right, south, or north?" Oh my God, this. I'm collecting some bad karma. Just staying in this stream, being one view for these people, I am contributing. But there were thousands and thousands of people just watching these. The person who was showing the phone to the driver, he said at some point, "Oh my God, my phone keeps locking all the time. It's so difficult to keep showing you what you need to see." And I thought, someone who doesn't know how to keep their screen open for more than 15 seconds, who cannot remove the lock from their phone, is that who you want to have at a crisis where every second counts? Like if they get hit by something and they need to know, see the alert or see something, you're just waiting on that person to be able to unlock their phone. But yes, yes. These were at some point they even say we can't use too much gas. We have limited gas. How stupid can you be? Yes, you have limited gas because you've been driving for hours trying to catch the hurricane that everyone is trying to avoid. Can you please just go home and find a different hobby that doesn't put your life at risk? But yes, this was my dark deed. I had my existential side. I said, why am I part of this? Why am I? Am I part of what's wrong? Maybe I'm also part of what's wrong, but I did it for reporting, and it helped my I had this appetite to get close to action. It started with all the news I was getting, and then it went on with the constant updates, and then on with the live TV channels. And the final stop on this was this crazy tornado chasers taking me on their car with the first view down when it's happening. I will share a last thing about my random growth journeys. A weird realization that hit me. Now, the disclaimer is I'm not much of a cook. I cook 5, 6 dishes, and that's it. Every now and then, after public demands, I add another dish in my repertoire, and then it's closed again. So 5 dishes or 6 dishes, this is where it goes. And yeah, my relationship with the kitchen has become much better in the past decade. But here's a point of adulthood that I never thought exists. I was in the kitchen and I was cutting some things, and then we have a magnet strip that holds all of the knives. And I looked around and I just realized that I need a specific knife that I don't have. And this, me wanting a knife, me wanting a specific new knife. Who is this person? We have knives already. The old armies would just take any knife that exists and do what needs to be done. There are already knives there. And yeah, somehow I was like, no, these knives are not it. They're not good for what I want. I need this type of knife, and this will make my life better. So, yes, this was a need I never thought I could have. And this creation of the desire for a knife was also, it was welcome. I'm like, okay, a desire to get something that is going to help me and I can just go and get it. That's not a bad thing. I can want this knife. I allow myself to want this knife. And you know what? I will get me this knife so I can do the knifing things that need to be done. But yes, this is a new Hermes, the Hermes that wants knives. I don't know where he comes from, but he has needs and he has desires, and I'm helping him. Um, but yeah, that entering the space of needs around knives was a weird sign of growth that just hit me. It just came to me. My brain just told me, hey, how about we get this? We need it. And I will end up this with one last story. Archive.org is under attack. So archive.org is a website that is keeping the entire archive of the internet. If you don't know, maybe you know it as a time, the Wayback Machine, but it's a website where you can go and put any website like facebook.com and see how it was from the moment it was created until today. Archive.org is a collection of the internet for the last, I don't know, since its inception, I guess. So it's a great place where you can actually go and find old resources that have been removed. It's a way to go back to, I don't know, if a news site deleted some of their content because they got pressure, or you want to find something that existed and maybe doesn't exist anymore, archive.org is the place to go. And this is such an important work to do because we don't keep, scripta manent, they said in Latin, which means that the written things stay. So archiving is you need to go and set fire to a warehouse to burn something. But on the internet, a lot of things can come and go, a lot of things can disappear. And having an archive is not only helpful for information, it's also a snapshot of the past. You can go and see how websites were. You can even go and find your own, I don't know, if you had a blog back in the day and it doesn't exist anymore, it's still there. You can go in archive.org and find it. Yes, so this is, I think it's an NGO that has it, or it's some sort of voluntary contribution setup, or it's not a profit company. And some hackers are attacking it. It's down now, it's inaccessible, and it's not very clear if they are just keeping the website from coming live or if they are able to inject malicious code and do actual harm. And this is the sad side of the world. Why would a hacker choose to attack such a neutral power of the internet? Just a quiet collection of the information the internet produces. It's only such a noble cause. But this is something that is happening, and hopefully we get it back and we also get it a bit more secure. But it does look like a breach. I think that they are accessing parts of the website. It's a very, very low to target this website for anyone. But I hope archive.org makes it, and I hope you hope it too. If you made it this far, thank you. If you like this podcast, consider following on Spotify if you haven't, enabling the little bell so you always know when one is coming. Share it to a friend. Here's a cool thing. I heard it at a podcast. It's called Yet Another Expat. It has nothing to do with expats. Leave a comment if you liked something, message me on Instagram, and have a great, great, great rest of the week.